There we go. All right, everybody. So we're working on that Charlie facility. Didn't run it too long off stream because it's definitely got some illnesses. I had worked on it a little bit off stream to kind of get my head around it, a couple little things. And it seems like the math is mostly gonna fall to down here on tier 1 being wrong. Even more specifically, I really messed up my iron section right. I already added 2 more to help feed some of it. I think I'm going to need to add more to help feed over here. But let's diagnose the issue from the top down. I can't know how much of that I'm going to need without knowing that. I'm not going to know that without knowing up there. Just follow one feed stream at a time. So I got 2 assemblers here doing rotors. One there, both at 5. That's going to require 50 rods and 250 screws. And those are going down right there. So, this is being fed by 1, 2, 3, 4 machines, one of which has a smart splitter that prefers right output over left. So that direction should actually be getting starved, and this direction should be getting flooded. Does not appear to be getting flooded. 15, 25, 15, 30, 45. So let's go see if our rotors are indeed getting flooded or not. It might just be that they were getting nothing for the longest time, and that was where I first noticed it. My rotor output was non-existent. Okay, they are being slowly flooded. Help with that. There we go. As you should be. Now we can start seeing back up shortly. Watch this chain of events. Your buffers, the buffers and the splitters are going to have to fill. Buffer and that splitter is going to need to fill. The splitter buffers that take the longest to do this. The actual conveying systems, they back up pretty. It is only just barely over. There we go. I can see that it is periodically stalling here, is as designed. Okay. Watch down here for how that's behaving. Periodically stalling. Periodically stalling. Or not yet. Need to see a little bit more going on here. You're still flowing. The system stalled there. Let's help the flood. Actually, we'll do it You a little bit to help with the flood. You a little bit to help with flood. You a little bit to help with flood. Kind of to force the system into doing what I want it to do. There we go. Now there's always something waiting right there. Helps back up those splitters, which should start pushing excess that way once this. There we go. That periodic hiccup is what should push the excess that way. Okay. This system is working now as intended. 250 screws. You're flooded on rods. You're being fed by you. This is eating every single screw output. Are you not going? Why are you not getting rods? Not get hooked up? You did not get hooked up. Explain why there was excessive amount of rods down here. Let's start clearing some of this excess. Let's the manifold flood you as you should be. Do our screw math. It's all this screws. Try to get this running right. 50, 40. Clear their output. 40, 40, 40, and 40. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 40 should be 240 plus 1 overclocked by 10 should be 250. So go clear the input buffer on those screws. Help the whole system make sure it's flowing well. There need not be an input buffer. Any slight overage that's on the conveyors can be pulled out. Might hiccup the rotor production for a second, but got Mark 3s on everything, so that shouldn't last long. And this will start to build something. Right? You're completely balanced. Motors to that is completely balanced. This is being fed. So all these rods are being fed by this iron line. This is the end of the manifold. You shouldn't be building. Be at parity. Make sure. So it's the same. So it's this. Make sure none of these are overclocked. If there's any overs or unders. Okay. Team. $7.5. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 at 7.5. I mean, 7 at 15 plus 7.5. 7 times 15. Looking at 112.5 iron coming up that line. One thing I didn't do is I didn't make sure the number of rods these screws need. 12.5, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 62.5, 15, 30, 45, 52.5, 45 plus 7.5, 52.5. This was designed to have, where are you? That was designed to have 10 that way and 5 that way once that floods. Because that needed 50, and so, yeah. Plus, right number of rods going everywhere. In theory. It always appears that, some of it's building. Where's my Mark 3s? And Mark 3ing things always seems to help make sure that the spine of the system, well, even if it is a little bit of overkill. There we go. That'll help take away anything that's produced. All the overage is going to flood down here now. Drop that on the ground. There's a, I don't know what's happening with that. You should be flooded per manifold style rules. Now you should be 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, you're doing what you're supposed to do. 1, 2, 1. No. Choked. 1. Choked. You're hiccuping. Why are you hiccuping? This one up here should be flooded. Yes. I know you're just barely. Just a little bit to help with those hiccups, maybe? 7, 8, 7. 7, barely. 8 and a 7. It just needed a little bit. This needed a minor buffer to hold its own. That's better now. That's probably a lot to do with the complication of the way that splits. I had said that was 112.5 iron coming up. That's the collective output here, which is 30, 60, 90, plus 22.5 is 112.5. Not building, output. Good. So this leg of iron is all good. Now, this is the leg that I think I had found a problem in. We were making 15, 45. The use, and this is what doesn't make sense. Like, you're full. You're starving. You're flooded. 15, 33, because you use a lot faster. I'm pretty sure I used these rates, the 11.25 and the 22.5 generate wrong. I needed to use 11.25 and 33.75. 11.25. So 11 plus 34, that's 45. Well, that's already our entire output over there, 45. And then that makes it 60. So you need to go up by 15 more. This underclock is wrong. 60. Now that's going to change how much iron we are demanding. Double check our iron demand. You guys are all clock normal. 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 177.5. That leg is fed by that guy. So you need to actually be producing at 177.5. And that should polish out that iron, those two components and their issues. Verify that the constructors even have the right amount going up or over here. 11.25 iron rods, 22.5 plates, 15, 11.25 rods make 45 screws, 22.5 plates, and 15 rods. Make sure those are all correct. You will slowly get this thing tuned out. This thing right here, this herc jerk, something's not right. I've done the math over and over, and somehow I'm flooding the system with coal and iron, and I don't know how. It's gonna be another mess. Keep the conveyors from backing up too much, I gotta periodically purge those end lines. We'll do our steel plant next, because that's the next one that I know is having a problem. 15 rods, but it's choking on plates. Give it some plates to help it out, because it might just be choking on I know it's partially choking on plates because plates aren't going fast enough because of being starved on a material. That should be getting rectified shortly. Go ahead and take out so that that system can purge. We are correct at 15 rods, 45 screws, and 22.5 plates. Go ahead and give it some extra plates and purge the overage on screws. The plates were where the choking point was, so that this can all get going. Let's give that a little bit to find its balance. We needed to figure out our steel production facility. So you needed, well, that's one reason it's choking, because I'm not using all of my output. I'm not using this fast enough. In the meantime, to help with that, let's make sure it has an excess of modular frames. So I need 30 steel beams a minute for you. I believe the only thing else that needed steel were stators. And that was 3 facilities that needed 45 total steel pipes. So 30 beams, 45 pipes. Honestly, we may have even found the issue. 20, 45 pipes. And 15, 30 beams. There we go. Now this can flood in the way that it's meant to. These are supposed to flood. That's fine. But the output was never meant to flood. Now the output should stop. Now the conveyors are still a little flooded, but that'll start to purge out. And this is why having purge lines in your system can both be a good thing and a bad thing. When you have built-in inefficiencies, like things where you did the math wrong or where you forgot to do one little thing, it chains through the entire system. And if you have little purge valves, you don't find little choke points like that as easily. Because you have to sit here and be like, well, nothing is building up, so where's the shortage? Or the overage. So you're slowly still flooding with beams, but that's because the system is clearing. Modular frames haven't started to starve at all yet. You have some build in you, so that's good. Can come back and check on you later. So we know your inputs are good because we checked that and that. No, yours are all good. Where are your inputs? Cable? Building cable? You're flooded on stators, but you're actually the one that's meant to be flooded on stators so that excess can go over and into stator stock. Cable does not appear to be flooding, but we do know we need to output 50 cable. Only other thing we need to check, wire, which will be over by the cable area, so that's not a bad thing to check now. A manifold style, so checking for flood is more concerned down here, and not flooding to our ability to see. Pipes are flooded a bit, but that was other issues. So we need 50 cable and we need 120 wire. Really quick, as we're purging, as you can see, it's hurt dirt, hurt dirt. All that excess that's been building up. That pressure. Relieve the pressure. $120 wire. Wire output is all right here. One machine does 30. So 4 machines will do 120. Perfect. No one's output is being flooded. Seems like I got one of my 3 facilities down here, right? And then we need 50 cable. 25 cable needs 50 wire. 25 cable needs 50 wire. 25 wire. 25 wire. 25 wire. 25 wire, no buildup. And the outputs, good. 12.5 times 4, 50 copper ingots. 15 times 4, 60, 110 copper ingots. I also still need to do my steel ingot balance. That's going to be the hardest point in a minute here. $110 copper ingots need to be going up. 110 copper ingots are being fed by these four little dudes here. 25, 50, 80, 110. Bit of build in the output. Go ahead and purge those. Doesn't try to flood anything. Or where that output. Move that out a little bit. Your main spine always seems to flow better as long as you do that. Bear's only Mark 2. Get out of here, stuff. Been slowly upgrading all the main spines to Mark 3, because generally seem to have less issues when you do so. Oh. Oh, some of those things down there that were Mark 3 are not. Oh, there were things down there that were Mark 3 that are apparently not. There we go. Now it fly. No one holds up. Good. Eye on this guy right here. Continues to build the coal. Coal line is longer, so the iron seems to have settled out. Coal, though, is still flooding. That's again, I think there's just a long backup on there. Copper's 1-to-1, so we need 110 copper. We need to break our ankles some more. Let's go check to make sure that is indeed 110 copper. How flat has our line been getting? Been getting close. We're also consuming more than constructed, which is interesting. We're getting closer and closer to flatness. This is how you get to flatness. Just chase these little bugs through. You are indeed set for 110 per minute. Running it. Mark 2s. 2s should be fine. Go ahead and just fill the excess there. Should not be building. Oh, bye ankles. Ow. Forgot that that's how I got up there. So, copper and basic iron facilities 100% seem to check out. Steel facility is the only one that wasn't checking out, but we already worked some kinks out of it, and now, like I said, I think it's more working through the little things. Like, that's one thing you're always having to fight through, is build up in your lines. And that's why having Mark III as your main spine is nice, because any of those little build-ups, you like 10, 7, 8, 9, 10, 7, 8, 9, 10, 7, good, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4. So one nice thing about this is really, you don't have to go check the miners like I did with the copper. As long as you check the end of your manifold, if it's balanced, you can just do what I'm doing here, and you can just watch the count. As long as it's cycling, you're good. 15, 16, 17, 18, 15, 16, 17, 14, 15, 16. It'll oscillate a little bit. So, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8. So, we do seem to have the correct inputs now. It does not seem to be building. And you do have building in those. That's the way manifold's designed. Like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3, 4, 3, 4. Good. This is where you have an imbalanced manifold, and so doing that doesn't actually work well. I believe this is imbalanced on the 30, 30. Nope, it's not imbalanced. 75, 74, 75, 76, 75, 76, 75, 76, 75. And double check you in a second to make sure you don't hit 77, 70. Blink off of 70 for a moment. That's about it. Oh, you went to 71 there. This seems like it almost is slightly building. Which, I mean, those are all flooded through like they're supposed to. You're topping at 77. Not gonna get, and you're topping at 72 right now. I think thing shouldn't be slightly building. You can come back and check on these two in a little bit, and if they're above 10, then they're building, and we have some checking to do. Outputs should all be flowing nicely. We'll build up. This is a highly imbalanced man. Your low points should be choking. And upstream points should also be choking. So this is a low point and it's upstream, so you should be choking. And this split point is extremely imbalanced, 33 versus 15, so this should be choking. The tell for if you're flooding is here, 4. This has been running for a little bit now, and you can see it's still just staying here nice and low, bouncing between 3 and 6. This is no issue. You're flooded on rods. That's my fault. From just getting things wound up, so we'll just purge that. Not actually causing an issue. Let's see what we got going on up top side. Oh, mid level. Some point. You're choking, but you're designed to choke. Your flood, you're running smooth. You guys are running smooth. All these elevators carrying stuff up seem to be going nice and smooth. No choking. Hey, let's go look at our top side. I think we have achieved the flat though. No, it's still a little bit, but I know why. So one obvious choke point we had was our plates weren't going fast enough. These are not running out anymore. That's around where I dropped them, so that's good. That's around when I gave it some fill, so it's doing good. It's got some of the flood that I gave it, but it's not been building, so that's doing good. Flooded on stators as you're supposed to be. And there will be enough input cable. It'll hit 40 before it's complete. Good. There's a slight excess of rotors and stators, but not flooding. That's good. Flooded pipes and wires, but you're at the start of a manifold. Some amount of pipes and wires. Also some amount, but not flooded. You got heavy, but seem to not be flooding anymore. 9, 50, 47, 48, 29, 50. Wow. Don't seem like you're flooding. Rods are flooded, but it's necessarily designed to be so. Not at the start of the. You're not a manifold, you're a split, right? Shouldn't be flooding. No, this system should flood. The rods should flood. It's overfed back to a smart splitter because that splitter needs to split 5 one direction, 10 the other direction, and the easiest way to do that is to flood this side. That's good that it's flooded. Screws are not flooded. It seems happy. You have achieved pretty close to flat. And it might not even be the Charlie facility here that's creating the issue. It could be Bravo facility over there. Even if it's not perfectly flat, it's damn flat. So, in all of this, we have generated ourselves a nice little stack of versatile framework. We need 10 stacks. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We still need more. Got our automated wiring. We need 2 stacks. Go ahead and grab that. We have motors we don't really have a need for, but they're there. We have stators, which we don't have an immediate need for, but they're there. Oh, we said 7, so this is gonna need How long? 5 per minute. 50 in the stacks. That's 10 a minute. So it produces 5 in a minute. So it's 10 stacks. So 10 outputs to make a stack. An output is a minute, so 10 minutes. Need 3 more stacks. That's 30 more minutes before versatile framework will be done. We can go do a few other inventory management issues, because this can just let this run for a while and see if the issues come back. We have this pretty well tuned out now, I believe. You can see this is indeed building, and I have no clue why. I'm slightly overproducing ore is what that would seem to say. Let's double check this. 30. 30. 30. 30. 30. That's 5 times 30. 150. Plus 22.5. Should be 150 plus 22.5 should be 172.5. I think I'm doing 177 point. And that's, again, that's how you're finding these little inefficiencies, is doing stuff like this. You need to be 172. That slight overage would cause it to choke eventually. And then you have less flatness. Fortunately, it's a minor choke, so if I purge those two one more time, it should not choke before the line has run itself out, particularly because it's Mark III. Even walking up here, half of that had already probably run. We can check it in a minute. That was the only little slight question mark we still had. Alright, we got a nice big old flat beach right here. We're going to build ourselves a space elevator. We don't want to have to run all the way back to Alpha every time we want to do the space elevator. But we must first negotiate with the locals. Negotiations complete. They said that we could stay. Who's still... You! You sneaky little bastard. Who are you? Fuck's sake. Anyway. Space elevator. Can only build one. Well, looks like we're going back to Alpha and killing that space elevator. Kind of figured that might be the case. Oh, no, I already put stuff in it, too. Inventory control time. Let me up. Why do you not let me up? Also, I've done this 100 times. Feels like he's just not having it. Come on here, you. Whatever. E to swimming fast. Jump. So, inventory management. Store whatever we can store. Ditch everything else. Always get more. So just store all. What do I really need to take? I don't even need that to exist in my inventory. Anything else? You, I can take somewhere else. Away. You don't need to exist. Let's try to straighten some of this out. Quick wire with wire. Cable. Cable. Reinforced iron plate. Reinforced iron plate. Plate. Regular old iron plate. Go with that. Here. Try to make this make sense. If I can interpret what the hell I'm looking at. Yeah, that makes sense now, right? Plates, reinforced iron plates, random rotors, quick wire, cable, some sheet, screws. Rotors are in 2 locations. That's not good. Rotor, rotor. So what could I stand to bring some more of back with me? I need modular frames. I have none. I need more plates. Good on that. I'm good on that. I need to bring back a bunch of... I need to take down my space elevator, bring it back, bring back some plates with me, bring back some modular frames with me. Store the power shards where they belong. Quick. Modular frames, iron plates, and the space elevator need to come home. A birdie. This alpha facility is basically done with. And only going back for when I need stuff from it. Bravo is the new home, with Charlie my next door neighbor. This is a bit of the boring part, because Alpha is so far away. I need to look into faster modes of transport. Well, what I really need to do is I need to just bite the bullet, just burn materials, and run a huge distribution line from Alpha facility to Bravo facility, and stock everything. So I need to bring this little alpha outpost here. I need to bring over quick wire and AI limiters. I don't really need Caterium ingots. Oh. I need to bring over some of this quick wire stock. These AI limiters. And I need to bring over... Oh, what's all produced at Alpha? Alpha has access to copper sheet, cable, wire, iron rods, iron plates, screws, reinforced iron plates, rotors, modular frames. I may have missed something. We'll look at its distribution here in a second. Right there. Screws, rods, modular frames, iron plates, reinforced iron plates, rotors, oh, and smart plating. All of that. And then I got 3 outputs there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I need to make a pipeline of 12 conveyors. Or I could just throw these all on like a Mark III. Most of these don't produce that fast. And even if they do choke the line, I mean, they have this buffer here. Run a Mark III line, merge all of that together, then use smart splitters to split it back out. We did say we needed to bring back some of that with us. Some of that with us. We're bringing you back as well. Never actually destroyed one of those before. Now, all of the stuff that I put in it, does it just remember? Yes. It just remembers. It didn't dump all the plating in it. So, I just merge all of you. Yeah, that doesn't work though, because then when I get there, the line breaks, because when one thing fills, that backs up. The second that thing hits the splitter, I put a smart splitter in the line at the start to make them all. They're all smart splitters, and so I make it go item A, everything else overflow, B, everything else overflow. Should do it. Basically, when it hits and it can't go left, it's gonna make it go straight. Even if it was supposed to go. That won't work. So let's travel while we're working this out. So, say rods go left, everything else goes straight. Well, hey, the rods are full, so it's just gonna go straight. So that rod, now it can't go left anywhere else because all the other lefts are gonna be smart plating, modular frames, etc., etc., etc. Until it gets to the end, and then it's like, where do I go? And that one becomes overflow, and it would kick it out. I think that'll work. I'm gonna have to build I think I can just run everything with the Mark III over. And it'll definitely not be the most effective way to do it for a lot of reasons. But it also doesn't matter that much. We'll have some waste, but I don't use anything fast enough that waste should be an issue. Oh, that abomination to get coal up there. Ugh. I really should have just run the line. Oh, God, I hate everything about that, and I hate that I have to look at it. Well, space elevator. Want a new one. Watch the docking. Do it. Yeet all the materials at it. Eee. That was a little buggy. Bam. And little hookies. Grab. Lock. Down comes the actual elevator. Can't build anything. We do need to build an actual path over here. I'm doing this ghetto thing that I do. Oh. And probably build... I want to build distribution off this way because I might need all that water for other stuff. Oh, where I'm going to build distribution. Might build distribution over by the space. Could just build it off of right here. Little bump right there. For all this work to organize it. About to blow it all up, right? Oh, not too bad, actually. There we go. Couldn't take everything, though. I have way more of than I actually need. And you can actually go a bit into storage. We don't need that much of you. I want to say I really don't need all the... I have a crap ton of beams right now. Actually going to be... I'm probably feeding pipe into the awesome sink. Yep. Feeding any beams? Not yet. But soon. Soon. Everything will be going into the awesome sink. Little alpha... This is an alpha facility, but it's a bebe facility compared to freaking Harley over there, and Bravo here is the youngest, the smallest of the three. So, automated wiring. Let's go drop that off there. Let's start working on some of our central inventory area while we wait for more versatile framework to get done. Oop. Like it's gonna clip, so that's... I can leave the power running the way it's running. There we go, got our way off over that direction. And we got our way down here. Have automated wiring. Yes, sir. All right. My jar opening duties have been fulfilled. We actually are going to need a crap ton of steel beams if I'm going to be doing this weird thing that I'm about to do. Big ass Mark III conveyor to have alpha facility and the Caterium outpost feed here. Let's say make you 5. certain it's gonna need to be bigger. 1, 2, center, 1. Then we can take our you guys. Right, you're right there. 1. Out of pipe. Fortunately, we have a bunch right here. Gimme. Gimme. And gimme. Pop that one off too. Here we go. There, I think. There. 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 And there. Get around you just fine. Yes. How many did we end up with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14. I think that's more than enough to handle everything from Alpha Facility. Oh, an event, so it's going to come in, out, down, then excess will go over to that smart sinks. Need a bunch of smart splitters. Why, give me, there it goes. Give me green arrows. Or green lines, I should say. Ah. Yeepa. Okay. Let's see what all we can get ourselves into here. So, you center output, overflow, right output. We're going to go down the list here. AI limiters. That's being produced at alpha. Center output, overflow, right output. Cable. Center output, overflow, right output. I am making ingots, I'm not actually bringing them over. I'm not going to bring the concrete over. Copper sheet. Center output, overflow, right. I'm not actually making heavy modular frames anywhere. I need to rectify that at some point. I may use modular frames that come over here for that. We'll see what's going on. Iron plates. Center, overflow, right. Iron rods. Center, overflow, right. Frames. center, none, left, overflow, right, quick wire. Now, center, overflow, right, reinforced iron plates, center, overflow, right, rotors, center, overflow, right. God, this is some thrilling content right here, ain't it? Screws, center, overflow, right. Smart plating, center, overflow, right. Oops, started typing. Smart plating. No, 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 no. Wire. Enter, overflow, right. Can't imagine there's anything else. Yes. So center overflow, right none, center overflow, right none. These will be unused, but may hold something in the future. It shouldn't need to be Mark 3s all over the place, but it's gonna be Mark 3s all over. How the hell did I do that? A spammy jumpiness. Did something weird. Didn't even know it would let me do that. The sad thing is, I do not know the output rates of all these, and I have no way of labeling them. So using these will still, if I decide to use any of these as like actually a manufacturing good line, then that will take some investigation. That will still require a journey back to alpha. Put my little front end labels on everything real quick. I may not be able to label how fast it fills, but I can tell you what's in anything by running around it. There we go. I just gotta run the damn line all the way here. Give me all of the beams I can carry. It may yet not even be enough. Pretty sure that's slightly angled. Yes. Can't have that. Absolutely cannot have that. Really help you. No. When you're angled and when you're not. Just clipping. Oh yeah, don't try to run against the Mark III conveyor. Yeah, you don't win that fight. Never gonna win this fight. The treadmill. I'm gonna get in the way of that thing a little bit, but well, I'm used to having to do that. Yeah, I wish holding control ever showed you the straight line path for these things. Simple thing is I just gotta remember where it is relative to the edge. It is one tick off of the line. One tick off the line. That didn't look ugly, did it? Up here? Nope. Good. Could bring the concrete from there over, and maybe I will. Maybe you'll get added in. Time being, you're not part of the design considerations. One, two, one, two, one tick off the line. This will be a bit of a haul. Yeah, a brief little spot of poison and mean buggies and stuff down there. Don't care about you. You can flutter and grumble all you want. You guys have never figured out how to get me up. And even if you do, it'll be an inconvenient amount of damage. This will actually, as long as I want to monitor myself while I'm running, be a faster way of transport, actually, than the hyper tubes. Running on these Mark III conveyors is zippy. The hypertube is more convenient so I can talk and think than it is fast. One, two. No! I've been kidnapped. Stop it! This is the one thing that's kind of annoying about hypertubes. They have no issues kidnapping you. We need a conveyor belt. One, two. That's gonna get in the way of... No. For this. Wonder what happens now. So we're going along. We're coming back. We're going to Alpha Facility now. We're taking this way. That's actually kind of convenient because it does stop us. It was originally a little bit nice that it plunked us straight through all the way, but at the same time, it is nice that it makes us... Pausing when you needed to pause at the Caterium outpost was a bit of a pain. That is no longer an issue. Definitely things I could do about that. I felt so inclined. Yes, we do definitely seem to have enough beams, at least. And we lost our viewers. I knew this was going to happen. This is why today is probably the last day that I'm going to stream this for a little bit. And switch over to another game for a little bit. Kinda palate cleanse myself, and completing phase 2 is a pretty good wrapping up point. May come back. There's a good chance we'll come back to it at some point, though. Just need to give myself a little bit of a break, too. Enjoy the game, but it is a bit much. That's why I want to leave myself with a good infrastructure before I go. Huh. One, two. Not pretty, but I think we'll make it work. Does have his little herk-a-jerk, because there's not much you can actually do about that, I believe, with poles. It is a slightly annoying reality about them. Okay then. Down here and destroy all this because we'll output it Mark 3 paces. Get a whole bunch of random crap in my inventory now. Most of this is no issue because I keep some of it on me at all times. But be a couple things. Don't need 2 random smart plating or 2 random of that or 2 random of that. Good now? There's a bunch of ways to do this. I could just output merge, output merge, output merge. It'll really heavily favor draining that. Or I could merge them in pairs. Pair, pair, triple. And then I'll triple. It won't look pretty, but it'll the best net effect for an even drain. So merge there, merge there. Merge there. And merge there. No. There. 1, 2. There. There. That all out puts to there. But then there's still 3 more over there. There's 1 more merge of all of this and those 3. Those 3 will drain much faster than all of this. But is the life? 1. 1, 2. 1, 2. And none of this is, I would say, ideal, but it will net get me what I'm looking for, which is should net get me all of my stuff. My other facility, Ravenkin. You run first time playing. Technically, this is not my first time playing, but it's the first time I've played in a while. About ready to wrap up phase 2. Got kind of my alpha facility here, and I am working on conveying everything alpha facility makes my new Bravo and Charlie facilities. I'm assuming, by the way, you stated that you have played before. How far have you made it, and how many runs have you done? That wasn't smart. This one conveyor, you're being a pain. This won't look pretty, but I never really plan on coming back here, so oh well. Done 14 runs, been helping with that. This is my... It's an addicting game, but can get to be a bit much. I am not what anyone would ever call an optimal player. There's someone who pops on here every once in a while, who I kind of frustrate them sometimes with the way I play. That's just because I like always restarted on major updates, so I actually haven't ever gotten to endgame. Yeah, my only other one I was working towards completing phase 3. I've never made it past into the last into tier 7 or tier 8 yet. And I managed to do that just right. Farthest I've gotten was drones. Yeah, I never did the drones, but I just don't. I have a weird thing where I just don't like the drones. I like to do everything with conveyors because, like, to me, they feel more reliable. I don't have to worry about pathing or any other potential goofy issues. Yeah, see, that's what a smart person does. What I do is what I'm doing right here. And now, all of my alpha facility stuff is going to travel along this Mark III conveyor and get sorted back at Bravo. I do need to add a pit stop on this for my quick wire, though. I've never actually used signs. I really need to, because I'm going to have all of this crap being supplied to Bravo and Charlie, and I have no idea, realistically, how fast anything in Alpha is made anymore, because I haven't messed with Alpha in so long. I have all this stuff coming over, and I'm like, it's a coming, but I can't tell you much about it. Merger. How do I want to do this? This is never been built with much intention of doing what I'm about to do. I really haven't the damned foggiest. Ow. I can bring the AI limiters over pretty easily. Ain't got a freaking clue how to bring the quick wire over easily. Methinks when I need quick wire, I might just build a new quick wire facility. I'd bring the AI limiters over. I'll just leave the quick wire to its own business. I don't really know how to get any of this into this well. He thinks I'm not gonna bother. I'll leave this little outpost when I need to come get it. I won't need to come here often. I don't have a ton of time right now, and this one's a puzzle. What's your favorite part about the game, Raven? Like, you like the exploring and finding the hard drives and the resources and fighting the enemies? Do you like all the process optimization? Like, what really pulls you into this game? I mean, honestly, the exploring and finding stuff is pretty enough on its own. Direct excess quick wire to no longer be sunk. That's the easy one. I gotta bring... pick up a... truck driver, so I live in... breathe logistics. I love the numbers, the building, and all this stuff. Makes sense. Stop sinking quick wire. At least that quick wire. Sink this. We're gonna pull some quick wire over. We're gonna do that. Merger on. Never tried to plonk a merger on top of a thing. The splitters. And plonk a merger on you. Personally, I hate going on hard drive runs. See, I kind of love going on hard drive runs just because it's like a breath of fresh air. It's just something different. 1, 2, 1, 2. Boink. There we go. Building. Playing with my friends, love going exploring, finding slugs and hard drives. That's one nice thing about the multiplayer aspect is everybody can kind of do what they enjoy doing. God, this is gonna... That's not the worst clip I've ever seen. Wow, I actually timed those 90s out perfectly. That was blind luck. We got... Need to configure my smart splitter. Left is no longer overflow. Right is now overflow. And my building, at least at this point, is not anything to be overly admired. Ah. As you can kind of see here, I'm struggling a bit on figuring how exactly I want to do this. Determined to bring my AI limiters with me. Damn it. Just not sure how yet. Oh. That technically works as jank as it is. Doesn't overly block my path. God, I hate bolting stuff. Everyone builds different too. Best part of the community. No one will criticize. Will however make fun of us. Well, tell me this isn't. Tell me this isn't. I am bolting something on here and it is a disaster. Charlie looks not so bad, but Alpha and my little outpost here, they have some issues. I will make fun of this. It is shameful. Let's put some quick wire back in here and make sure it's kicking quick wire over to our main facility now. Like this hurts me. But the nice thing about what I'm doing is I never have to come back and look at it and I can pretend it just does not exist. No, we don't kidnap me, please. Okay, now it is moving flooded quick wire this way as long as the AI limiters. Look at all this crap. Oh no, I don't do the rebuild, I just do the abandonment. I've abandoned this. Just look at all this crap just doodling along this belt. I hope to God my sorting system actually works. I didn't do a rebuild. I did an abandonment. Alpha facility is to never be seen again. It has its own isolated, perfectly optimized setup that will never flood, never starve. Has almost exactly the power it needs. Everything over there at Alpha and Caterium, Alpha Plant and the Caterium Outpost never need to be looked at again. I abandoned it for Bravo and Charlie. I said, there's just too much that would need to be done back there, and there's too much value in the balance that I've established over there to really want to have to rebuild it. Like, it's producing everything from phase 1, along with Caterium, along with AI limiters and quick wire, in perfect harmony. Why mess with it? So I built my little Bravo facility here for basic steel goods. We got our little smart sorting system going on here, hopefully. So you can run around the outside and see what's what. We got cable, we got sheet, we got plate, we got rods. Apparently you haven't had anything come into you yet. What are you supposed to be? Quick wire. Yes, quick wire has not made it over yet. We've got wire. I don't know what some of you guys are supposed to be that haven't made it over here yet. But I gotta hurry up because pretty soon this is gonna eventually choke. That's a smart sink line. Looks like we can add a merger. And center output is still overflow on you, correct? No. You need to be tier 3 because at some point this is going to go batshit. Everything that follows this line needs to be. Eventually it's going to be syncing everything from alpha. Once all these containers fill up, everything coming along this line is going to sink into alpha. Or is going to sink into here. Have we gotten a little bit of everything in here yet? Make sure it all works. Oh. What are we still missing? Still missing rotors? Or have the rotors gone? What? Hey. Why are you, Mr. Oh, that's because this needs to be left output overflow, center output, reinforced iron plates. There we go. Figured one of my smart splitters in my order wrong. Oops. Did an experiment with building silos in one of my playthroughs, and now I build a storage silo for each phase or to complete. Yeah. Now I need to hand sort all this crap. Okay, smart plate. Where are you supposed to go? Screws. This is the smart way. Smart plating in here. Wire stays. No, this is where reinforced iron plates. Wire does not stay. Rotors do not stay, and screws do not stay. Successive rotors go in here. Screws go in here. Wire can go in there. Those two are unused. So, minus one poorly configured smart splitter. This is doing beautiful things. Comes in, and whenever anything fills up, it'll spit out the end here, and off she'll go. Assuming I configured all these correctly. I actually have 2 empty slots for other stuff later. AI limiters, cable, sheet, basic plate, rod, modular, quick wire, reinforce, regular wire. You should not be regular wire, you should be reinforced iron plates. There we go. Regular wire is here. There we go. There is one thing I wish there was, I don't know, I guess I've never actually looked into it. Is there a way I've never actually bothered looking at it. To skip night. Like, can I sleep? I know I could put up lights. Make sure nothing is landing somewhere it doesn't belong. Good. 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 Yeah, I know that it's not terribly long, and I am at least appreciative of that. Cool. Alright then. I now have a sorting manifold, an overflow, and everything that I could possibly need. Give it some time, and this will all fill up. I also have, from this facility, I have encased industrial beams, I have pipe, I have a shite ton of beam. Not flat, and it bothers me, and I don't know where the not flatness is, but it's pretty damn near flat. I have yet to fully optimize the Bravo Charlie complex here. Go take a peek at how Charlie's doing. Charlie's not so spaghetti crazy. Charlie is pretty. Also, we have spent enough time now that we should have enough versatile framework generated by Charlie to finish Phase 2, which was our goal for today. Yeah, it bugs me because, like, this isn't flat, but if you go over to Alpha, it is perfectly flat with the very odd dip that I cannot figure out. Like, I find where it dips every once in a while, and I just can't understand how come it's dipping. So it doesn't cause the system to really significantly choke, so I don't really care. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be like flat for minutes, and then it'll just be like, whoop, for like a second. And I'm like, why? Yeah, we have a little bit of production, but mostly smelting going on here. Constructor land. And then the assembler tier, which is netting me versatile framework, automated wiring, motors, and stators. The only thing I think that I am not producing at this point in the game is nope. See, I'm producing you, I'm producing you, I'm producing you, you, and you. Don't care about that. I'm producing you. Don't care about that. Constructors. Making all of that. Making all of that. Making that. I'm not doing anything with crystal yet, but that's a little bit too soon for me. Yeah, I am currently making well, for the most part, everything I can. Well, time to no longer have that statement be true. I have way too much crap in my inventory. Well, let's just hurt my soul a little bit and put all that in there so I can have room for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like, none of these systems, like I said, the power isn't perfect, so there are little stutters in it, but these systems will never choke. They will always be producing the goods so long as I have space for them. Charlie still needs to have the final products sync when their storage crate is full, but that's going to take forever. That's my last little upgrade to Charlie. let's send her off. Whee! Away she goes. Yeah, there is a definite difference in philosophy of build between me and one viewer. They like, and I can 110% get behind why they do what they do. They build overproducing from the bottom to the top, and then just put sinks at every point, and that makes it very easy to have flatness, because you're essentially, I'm producing too many ingots, I'm producing too much rods, I'm producing too much screws, I'm producing too much of everything, and so the excess all goes to sink, and the top is always fed. I have gone through all of the damn math, and everything down here is everything in here is underclocked and feeding specific branches in specific ways, so that I shouldn't be overproducing anything at all the way to the top. I'm feeding exactly the right amount of ore, feeding exactly the right amount of ingots, feeding exactly the right amount of everything. And that was 4 hours yesterday of my brain melting. Just absolutely, I felt numb by the end of the day. Let's put in the sink that'll finish Charlie off. Yep. As I said, and that's what I did with alphas. I ran it up, and then I just kept going. Basically, I actually built this facility from the top down. I said, I want these outputs. What do I need to do to get them? And then that's why I made these little assembler substations. And then what do I need to feed these assembler substations? Down in crafting land, constructor land. And then after I built all of constructor land to perfectly feed this, I built smelting land to perfectly feed constructor land. I definitely had some math errors, but I've worked most of them out. And then this morning was a little bit of troubleshooting. And it's basically good. Of even a 120 line of raw into 4 smelters, which need 120 minute, will eventually flood everything. Yeah, and that's why I've got like my iron facilities down here. Where are you? That one is actually extracting at 172.5 a minute, because that's what that line that it's going to feed needs. That one is extracting at 187.5 a minute, because that's what its line needs. I have a coal over there extracting at 187.5 a minute, and I have a copper over there extracting at 110 per minute. That's the level of crazy I went to with this shit. Alrighty. This is the part bolting in. I don't build it in, and this is a problem for me. I don't build in the pressure release. I bolt them in, and it rarely looks pretty. Let's try this way. See if this will work. I need merger. What am I gonna put you up? I could do my smart splitter. online. All my smart splitters in line here, really quick. And my green line that I need. So it's gonna have to be there. Means these are slightly off. My green line. Why do you hate the green line? About right. I want to play nice. Right. Can't do it that way. Room. Let's do there. There. Let's make right output overflow on all these. Get out overflow. Get output overflow. Let's take the overflows. That's what I figured. Not gonna fit. Made everything too tight. You and you are easy. Do you here? Rate output flow. I don't have any of my iron plates anymore. Pop, 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 pop. You need to be none left output overflow. Really? Move your pressure relief valve down here. E. Left put overflow. Let's stack. We want this merger to go that way. There we go. There we go. Oh, my brain, it hurts. Let's make merger. Okay. Why? Not invalid. Don't like it. Oh god, it's this stupid shit where I put it slightly off, and now it will... it up. There we go. Why did I just go hopping? Left output, overflow. I need to get you elsewhere. Two, three. I think that needs to be further back. No, that'll be too much. 1, 2. If we do it at 1, this will look. You want to see some jank? Have some jank. 2. Where's borderline point? 1, 2. One, 2, 1. Bang. There you go. Let's see. These stators could eventually flood. And what can I do about that? I could. These stators will eventually. Ah! Bang. And then we can... Oh! Right output, overflow. That is bolted on spaghetti for you right there, right? I always end up having to... This is why I should build the sink first. But I also kind of like doing this. I love the little bit of post-polishing jank just because it gives it character. Like, it shows the limits of the person who built it, but it also it makes it a little bit unique in its own way. Like, one of my favorite things, I'll go show you something from my other facility really quick. Hey. This is probably my favorite spaghetti work I have ever done. Because it doesn't look like spaghetti. It is like a box of spaghetti when everything is still organized and nice, but also a lot to look at. This was a facility starting to gear up for completing phase 3, but I never took it all the way. It's all my smeltery level. And that is all figured out how to do this nest for my iron. So you weave them all out to their own little output elevators. Like there's some conveyor belt weaving for you. Just stand inside of it. It's so pretty. I have to get back out of it. Yeah. And then the copper wasn't as bad. A little bit different. This, figuring out how to get all these to nest in the right way was a bit of a pain in the butt. Anywho, double check my grid, see how she doing. There it goes. Figuring itself out. Apparently exiting and coming back pissed it off a little bit. But yeah, nearly flat. Still got 200 megawatts of overhead for when we help start up oil. I do need to do some hard drive hunting if I want to go into phase 3, because I do not have diluted packaged fuel yet, and that's going to be a critical recipe. Do have the recipes that let me use water to get more ingots. Let's see what kind of fun we unlocked. If we can do any low-hanging fruit. Oil processing, what do you want? You want motors? I can make you happen right now. Industrial manufacturing, can't do anything with you. Can't do anything with you. Do anything with you. Can't do anything with you. Oh. Oh. Didn't think so. All we can really do is tier 5 oil processing. Go grab us some motors, encased industrial beams, some pipe. We need a little bit of everything. The encased industrial beams. Some pipe. Copper sheeting. Pop all this off. Need a little more pipe. And the motors. Another 2 stacks of pipe and a stack of motors. Make it 3 stacks of pipes. We use them a lot. Alrighty. Once I drop the pipe off and the motors here, I'm gonna have to call it a day. Gotta get ready to go see family. Sidetrack, put some finishing touches. My road. That's fine. I mean, lurking is perfectly fine. It's mostly what I do when I'm watching streams. I don't interact a ton. Just the fact that you've got me on in the background means a lot. The fact that you think that I am good enough to be your background noise is nice. I appreciate it. But I am, like I said, I am gonna have to get off here once I drop this stuff off. Got family to get to. You know, Easter weekend and all that stoof. I don't know if the next time I stream, I don't think I'll have time Sunday. Yeah, it is. I don't, so I usually I would stream Sunday morning, but I'm definitely not gonna have time Sunday. I've got too many different family obligations. And then I got my martial arts classes on Monday, so I'll be back to my regularly scheduled programming on Tuesday. But I don't know if I'll pick this game up again on Tuesday. I might be giving it just a little break. Just kind of need to cleanse my palate of this game for a bit. And just starting oil processing is a very good stopping point. I will probably come back to this game at some point though. Not sure what I'm gonna move on to next. But
this is a reminder to minimize the chance of expiration during out-of-base activities.
I will hopefully so thanks again for stopping by my stream. Hope you have a great weekend. Hope everybody has a great weekend, or a great day, or someone's watching a VOD. They have a great whatever it is. Get ourselves all saved up here. Nice. Is it? Just be safe out on the road, man. There's a lot of crazy people out there. Alrighty. I'm gonna leave this actually run for a bit in the background just to let some of the other stuff spool up the way it needs to. That way when we do resume sometime down the road, it'll be optimally ready for us. Do my best, all, but I also weigh an average of about 78, so fight me. Yeah, they usually don't win that fight, but I've seen plenty of people try to have that fight. Very brave individuals, or stupid. Depends on how you want to look at it. I usually err on stupid. Well, again, be safe. Have fun on your journeys. Hope to see you around. And have a good one.